Well, today's going to get very interesting because going up against Salted Chef Ebbers is multi-award-winning chef, restaurateur and holder of a Michelin green star, Chantelle Nicholson.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Chefs, how are you feeling?
All good.
Good.
All good. I've played this game once before, so I'm taking a slightly different tack this time. The winning tact, obviously. I'll set the bar, and you can see if you can beat it.
Once a chef, always a chef.
Right, chefs, the first category is store cupboard saviours.
So my store cupboard saviour changes frequently, but right now...
Ooh, Magnolia?
Pickled magnolia. Because I don't get the opportunity to forage very often, but when I do, I double down on it and I tend to do loads of different stuff with it. But this year, a whole bunch of magnolia. It was everywhere over London. I stole a lot of it and I've done lots with it, and this is pickled and I think it's absolutely delicious.
You've really tugged on my heartstrings here because I love nature, I love foraging, and I love magnolia and I love ginger. Gone in pretty strong.
It has that gingery flavour. There's no ginger in there, but it behaves in a way like a local seasonal ginger alternative, because it's difficult to grow ginger in the UK. We import a lot of it, it's great, but actually on things like sushi, light fish dishes, this is a really lovely touch. So a simple sort of poke bowl with some marinated salmon, some edamame beans, some radish, some rice, but a little bit of that pickled magnolia just helps set it all off. And it looks beautiful too.
Chantelle, how are you rating this pitch?
Well, given I literally just did this 2 weeks ago at the restaurant, I'm like,
he's been peering through the window.
Tugging on my heartstrings.
Did you post about it?
Maybe I did.
Maybe.
I'll be honest, this year it has really, I feel like so many people are talking about it more than previous years, even so. It seems to be a bit of a trend this year, which is why it's this. Last year it was elderflower. Year before I did the lacto-fermented wild garlic buds. It kind of changes depending on what mood I'm in and what
you walk past on the street?
And literally what I commute past and can put in my pocket.
Yeah. Or what he scrolls past on Instagram.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So the question, of the 4 slots, where are you putting pickled magnolia? I've got, just to let you know, I've got 3 more excellent choices still to come.
And once the slot's gone, it's gone.
I'm not sure if you're going to have anything else that's local, seasonal, and bright pink. I mean...
Ticks a lot of boxes.
Ticks a lot of boxes.
Question is, where's it going?
Which position? 1, 2, 3 or 4?
Oh, straight in!
No way!
And ladies and gentlemen, the game ends there. I've won.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that is right up my street.
Whoa.
Question is, can you get a first shot #1 with your item?
I'm not sure it's something he's ever had before.
Ooh.
So maybe that gives it some kudos.
Let's bring it on. Ooh.
A naked oat.
A naked oat.
A naked oat.
Naked oat.
I'm sorry, what? I've never heard of it.
Wow.
Have you heard of that, Ben?
I've heard of this brand and the great things they're doing, but not a naked oat. Is it an unrolled?
Undressed.
Or is it more than that?
Yes, it effectively is. So it's like a nutty cross between a porridge oat
Yep.
and a
Almost bulgur
pasta.
wheat.
It's a bit less fibrous than I think you probably anticipate, but it's an amazing flavour carrier as well.
Incredible. I'm intrigued to try it.
Okay, we've got a couple of ways.
Excellent.
I'm going to ask you, because we're going to improvise here, to borrow some of your magnolias and syrup.
Excellent.
I think she's using a #1 to increase her chances of a #1.
So we're going to start with the savoury version. Rich chicken broth. I did just kind of boil the naked oats first. Finish them off with the chicken stock, bit of chili crisp and some coriander. It's literally a bit of a hug in a bowl.
So they take a little bit longer to cook because they've got the whole
They've still
grain.
got their kind of husk,
Yep.
hull. But I think from like a really simple something in your cupboard, it has a multitude of uses.
And an amazing texture.
It's so nutty, right?
It's nutty, it's grainy. It does that kind of brown rice, pearl barley
Meats.
kind of vibe with that.
Yeah.
It's got a bounce and a chew, but not in an unpleasant way, in a kind of way that is even more comforting than just a bowl of stodge.
we'll have them for breakfast as porridge instead of porridge.
And that's what this one is, so it's like a sweet version.
This is kind of like a sweet version, so it's a bit like a rice pudding. There's a bit of burnt honey in there.
Boys, you're going to have to taste this, and then I'm going to have to decipher where it's going on the board.
Oh,
Wow, that smells instantly incredible.
oh,
Big rice energy.
Oh, it's got a lovely bite to it.
Dish tastes so
Nuttiness,
good.
right?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it tastes like because that dish is amazing. Ebbers has got a tough job.
So here's my issue.
where do you start?
Big fan of them. Think you've probably got more in your chest still to come. I'm going number 3.
Oh, how dare you!
I think there's a lot more still to come, and I think they're absolutely incredible. But the challenge is, when a top chef brings you 4 favourite things, some of them have got to fall down the pecking order.
Almost offensive.
How's that feel? 3.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
But it was definitely something I've never had before, so for that reason, thank you.
Next round is guilty pleasure.
Oh, yes.
Really naked oats.
So for my guilty pleasure, it doesn't quite fit under a cloche, but I've brought something to explain a concept, right? I love wine. I've been drinking an awful lot less of it recently, especially at home, so every bottle I now open has to count. It has to be more than just a glass of wine. It has to add to the journey of wine. So this is my periodic table of wine.
Oh
my gosh.
That is genuinely from his face. You look disgusted.
Wow. What? That's the quickest way someone's ever gone from a number 1 to a number 4.
Intrigued.
I would love to get to a place where you could say to me Malbec, or you could say Sangiovese, and my mind knows exactly, typically, the typicity of what that grape would do. So it's about learning what different grapes are doing.
Okay.
And therefore, I go out to find the most typical example of either a region, Sancerre, or a grape type, Viognier. And you build up this bank of knowledge, and that's why something like this represents a guilty pleasure, because you open a bottle and you enjoy the wine, but it actually adds something to it. The other example is when you take something that is completely out of the box, which is why I've also brought a bottle from Renegade Winery. Because if I said to you, what is the typicity of Cabernet Sauvignon?
Ask me about Bud Light.
Berries, blackberries, depending where it is, eucalyptus, you might get some green pepper, you're definitely probably going to get some barrel kind of oaking, but you have an idea roughly what a Cabernet Sauvignon is going to give you. And then wineries like this do that with it.
Did you have a Renegade bottle last time?
I did, but this is about a guilty pleasure that is either absolute typicity or something that breaks every rule, because that is Cabernet Sauvignon, grown in Herefordshire, which is not where you should be going Cabernet Sauvignon, and they've turned it into the most incredible white wine because they run off the juice, and it doesn't have that skin contact, and you still get that slight berry flavour, but also this real kind of zingy, almost sherbety, they describe it as, white wine. Have you had Karen before?
I think I have had Karen. I think I tried Karen a few months ago.
Oh yeah, because they name them like Topshop named jeans.
And again, my pitch is, as a guilty pleasure, nothing should ever be guilty if it's something you like, but I'm definitely drinking a lot less wine because I'm no longer just drinking a bottle of Plonk.
Can I just gauge where you are with this pitch so far?
Well, see, again, I feel like this is
Stalking.
cheating.
Why is this cheating, Chantelle?
Because I've drunk Renegade wine for many years now. I know Warwick. I love what Renegade do. Obviously, I need to remove the emotion from
The reality.
actual product.
Chantelle, you seem stumped.
I'm a bit conflicted. I'm a bit conflicted.
Karen is number 4.
Why 4?
Well, I appreciate the story. I appreciate this. But I do feel like there's probably going to be 2 other things that I might not necessarily know about.
Okay, so you're looking for the new.
They're all great choices. That was number 4. Damn it. Let's see what you got.
It's a 2-parter, but fun and delicious.
Fun and delicious. Oh, okay.
Oh, I love it.
That's a crisp
Excellent.
sandwich.
It's nearly a crisp sandwich.
A salt and vinegar crisp. And one can only imagine a martini.
not a salt and vinegar crisp. The salt and vinegar crisp.
Tyrrell. There has to be Tyrrell salt and
Has to be
vinegar.
Tyrrell's.
That's amazing.
This is literally from
Yep. I hadn't
a
heard
mile
of it.
away, maybe 58 & Co. They're a B Corp. They're East London. They're all the things I love. They are also around the corner from my fishmonger, so sometimes we get barrels of gin with our fish. So, are we ready for martinis?
And I feel like Tyrrell's is an excellent choice because if my memory serves, Tyrrell's happened by accident because it was a potato farm.
It was.
That was making Chase vodka.
Yes.
Then they started making Chase gin, which leans very carefully into all of this. And then they had lots of potato trimmings spare, so they made chips. Or there was the other way around. They made crisps,
they
and then
made
the
crisps,
trimmings became the alcohol.
And then they made the vodka.
So these are meant to be.
Chantelle, can I ask a question about the genesis of this? When was the first time that you put these together? And did you do it purposefully? Did you go, do you know what will go really well with this as a chef understanding flavours?
When I had my previous restaurant and we had a bar downstairs, I was like, I really want to do a snack and drink
A crisp and drink pairing.
And so I literally had about 10 of them.
Oh, so this has
So
been
I did
developed.
some, I did some
really does.
research.
Like a good roast chicken and thyme crisp with a Chardonnay. Like
Exactly.
a Burgundian Chardonnay
And
should never be paired, but it should be.
Do you know what does come a close second? Is a pickled onion monster munch.
Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah.
And there was I think it was because obviously I didn't grow up here, so I'm not familiar with the crisps. So I did have to do some heavy crisp research.
Yeah, and these things are important. I'm a big fan, and again, it's a celebration of local, understanding the origin. It's not just any salt and vinegar crisp. It's the
got
farm,
to be.
the story, the origin, and
Yeah.
that they also care. And it's a great flavour pairing.
Where's this going?
It's so bizarre because when you have to come up with the top 4, you do it on a very personal basis.
You do.
On what it matters to me, and then you're pitching it to someone else. I feel like so far you're also just picking my top. So I think it's a strong, sophisticated and kind of doesn't matter, no one's looking, it just works, number 2.
Oh, but you've left yourself wide open there. Yeah.
There's something terrible and something excellent still to follow.
He's left room for improvement.
Talk.
I think it has to be. It's delicious. I love it.
Well, time for the next category, an expensive purchase.
So an expensive purchase, this is a bit of a segue.
Oh, here we go again.
Here we go, let's get the
Strap in.
storybook out.
Peas. And a delicious Tuscan pasta. Arguably the most humble of food, but my expensive purchase and the thing that I think everyone should do, destination holidays based entirely around food. So the expensive purchase is take yourself away for a weekend to a cuisine that you love and just feast. And I've just got back from a week in Tuscany, quite literally on my own for a week, just loving and enjoying and eating local food. And this was something that was literally served on the table next to me and blew my mind. It was fresh peas. Now, as a chef, we love them, but they're a fiddly job in the kitchen. Not at this restaurant, the diner did the popping.
So the expensive purchase is a holiday.
Yeah, take yourself away for a treat, but food as the reason you're going.
Why else do you go anyway, though?
Again, we're speaking the same language. It doesn't have to be further afield, it could just be expensive. Treat yourself to a tasting menu somewhere of a place that you've loved, and just go on your own and treat yourself. Go on a city break with someone or on your own and just focus on food.
I mean, I concur.
And there's something about peas at this time of year.
You do notice I've got peas in my ears.
Oh, I hadn't. This is unreal!
How have you done this?
This is unreal!
I feel like you're almost annoyed at, at how actually convincing he's managed to be.
I mean, I think I do that anyway.
That's
What I
just a
would
given.
do-
It's not worthy of a board at all, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think I've got an extra space, guys. So if anyone's got anything spare they want to bring along.
Throwing it out.
3, okay.
The cop out.
I would definitely change those around if I could, but
I feel like I broke a few rules, so it's probably deserved.
Oh, now I want to see what Chantelle has got
Yeah.
that doesn't break the rules.
Yeah.
That probably has a price on it.
yeah. I feel like it's going to be the top.
Lovely. Okay.
It's something that I think is worth spending money on.
Bottles. Oh, okay. Citizens of Soil.
Good oil.
Yeah.
Excellent olive oil.
Interesting.
Again, with excellent values. So not only does
Yes.
it taste great, but it just means more.
We've reviewed this, and it almost came in like
Bags.
a wine
Yeah.
box.
They do
that
their
you
you
repurpose the bags, yeah, and then you pour it out the spout.
Yeah, you can get a subscription, so
To
you
do
can just
refills.
get this in your post box.
So why this olive oil?
Well, delicious. Like that's kind of a given. But it was set up by a wonderful couple who very much wanted to focus on predominantly women that are growing olives regeneratively. There's a genuine relationship there, and I think for me, it's that kind of trust that actually that what they're saying they're doing, they are actually doing. You know, you can get olive oil that's probably half the price, but I think what this can do and how it can transform something is worth it.
So this is in the expensive category.
Yes.
How much is a bottle?
Some of them are about £20, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
They range
that's
from like
expensive
15
olive oil.
to 20.
Yeah.
Expensive olive oil.
But then it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So working left to right, we've got the Greek, the Sicilian, and the South African. It's one of those things, I think there is a kind of a lexicon that you use for wine tasting, and there's like a tasting wheel and all the words that everyone can associate, and there's the same for olive oil, but I'm just not as sort of up to date with it. But it's kind of grassy, it's peppery, but it's not that fiery, spicy grassiness. Not that one.
Yeah.
Others
they
will
have
be,
different,
but that's not
exactly.
that one.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that was the Greek one?
Yeah.
And would you say that's got a typicity of a Greek olive oil?
Got a problem here, Ben. Big one.
Oh, I've got the first and the last. What's the last category?
A kitchen gadget.
I think for all the reasons we've discussed, taste and quality aside, the people, the passion, the values, olive oil plus has to be number one,
So,
which isn't looking good for your last one. Final round?
Final round, kitchen gadget.
So for my kitchen gadget, I just need to put a little caveat up front.
Here we go again.
We have recently
Mr. Caveat here.
We have recently done some pretentious kitchen gadgets on the channel, and they kind of lean more into artistry and artists' work as opposed to a functional tool. This is both. These are fantastic handmade espresso cups and a little milk jug that I bought many years ago from a potter who was just mesmerising. Handmade, and John, the potter, he does not need to be doing it anymore. He's an old boy. He could have retired long ago, but he does it for the love of it. And when we met him, I just had to buy some stuff from him. And anytime that I'm at home and I will sit and have a coffee at the weekend, for the last 5 years since I bought these, they're always in these. And as a kitchen gadget, it's actually just a chance to reflect and be a memory of a time and a person. And what I like about it is, unlike something you can buy that is exactly the same and they produce 20,000 of them a week, every single one of these is unique.
He's set you up there. I mean, you can't say anything bad about John now, can you?
I know.
Let me show you John. Let me show you John. Let me show you John. This is John's work
Emotional blackmail.
down in Cornwall. He does it for the love of it. He doesn't charge enough for what he makes. What he makes is art, and actually he pretty much just covers his costs, and he carries on in his little workshop making the most phenomenal stuff. The kitchen gadget that I come back to time and time again.
Well, again, tugging on the heartstrings.
Chantelle, is it a gadget?
Well, see, this was just exactly what I was thinking. What is the definition of a gadget?
Is it something that makes the job easier? I challenge you to drink espresso without a cup.
I could do it. You know, we're chefs, spoons.
So I
you know,
do
you've got
think that's
everything.
true. I do think crockery and glassware and the like is very important. you have restaurants. How much care and attention do you put into the thought behind the crockery and what you're serving your food on and in?
100%. I also do love, I've done a bit of posturing myself.
Oh, have you?
And it is
He knows.
amazing.
He knows you have.
This is what I mean.
He's been watching you 24/7.
Yeah, like, I mean, I only have one spot for John, and I'm actually quite happy that this is John's spot in some way.
John's pottery.
Well done. Locked in.
Thank you, John.
Fantastic. What's your last place?
Is it a gadget?
So this is my gadget that I use most often.
And well used, I can see.
Well used.
Stick blender
This is my one
with
from home.
the wounds and scars of battle of many years.
Not just any stick blender.
Not just any stick.
No.
So it's
It looks
specifically
aggressive.
this one.
What I love is that it's very compact. And because you know the ones that you buy from that have got like, they're just like big and clunky.
Huge,
and
yeah.
They have this massive big.
Thick shafts.
I
I'll
wasn't-
do it for you.
I wasn't going to say that, but yes. Whereas this is nice and petite. This also, like the circumference of this going into things
Yep, okay.
is wonderful. And they also have like, I think like a 10-year warranty. So if it breaks, you just literally send it back and they'll send you a new one.
So what's the brand, sorry?
Bamix.
I rarely see stick blenders as one and not detachable
Yeah.
shafts.
But also, you know, some of them are so aggressive. They're so noisy. I'm just like.
I think as long as you throw the cable over your shoulder when you're washing it up, it's no problem.
I was just about to demonstrate that's how you wash them. You throw the cable over your shoulder and you put it under the tap. So we're going to make a non-egg mayo using
Aquafaba.
aquafaba. This is going to be a miso.
Speaking your language.
Miso mayo. I'll be stealing this.
Because I think that was a favourite.
That is
Whoa.
incredible.
Whoa. That's really interesting.
Wow, that's amazing.
like that.
We're just eating this out like this mad.
You saw how it was made, it's just oil.
But that South African olive oil as well.
You can taste
Yeah.
it.
really taste it through that.
And so you don't need
Yeah.
much. I think that's the bit
No.
you can use it
One
as
more.
a seasoning versus.
One more.
I don't know why, Ben, but I've got a funny feeling you're going to be tasting a lot of miso mayonnaise in battles moving forward.
A mayo off.
Split miso mayos.
Fair point.
Now, I appreciate it is more than just a stick blender. It is
It
a
is.
loved piece of engineering that lasts and lasts. And what I love about the fact you brought it, because we've all seen stick blenders before, is the fact that it means, so it's like it's your personal one, it means so much that there's a great author, B. Wilson, she's just written a
Yes.
book called
Lovely.
The Heart-Shaped Tin.
Yes.
And it's all about the kind of memories and sentiments you put to the most basic
Yeah.
of kitchen items. I feel like that's what that's done to make deliciousness. It doesn't deserve fourth place, but I'm afraid that's all that's left.
So now, having both of you ranked each other's items, is there anything that you would change but you can't?
Yeah, I'd change 3 and 4.
I definitely think in terms of usefulness as kitchen gadgets go, stick blender deserves more than 4, but I wouldn't know what you'd move down because they're all so great. Great job.
Thank you, chefs.
Yeah, well done.
Amazing.
Well
Thank
done.
you, Chantelle.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for coming in and playing our silly games.
Thanks for having
And
me.
also teaching us a whole load of stuff. So you can find links to all of Chantelle's stuff in the description box below. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a like. We're trying to hit 15,000 per video back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And if you can think of any other interesting categories that we should put our chefs in to rank, then let us know in the comments down below. Thanks, guys.
Well done.
Nice one.